Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Solo 69, and I am here for a message. I've been sitting on this for a few days, but today I was actually pushed and shoved to get up and record this message. So personally, this is not about trying to present myself a certain way, but I am trying to remain in somewhat of a professional way so I can make sure that this message is received with sense. At first I wasn't gonna, like I say anything about it, but I've been, it's just been little things coming to me in bits and pieces that's been throughout the week that's really kind of got me where I really just gotta go ahead and throw this up. How is everybody doing? Yeah, but I'm talking about the word karma and the mishap that apparently a lot of people have when it comes to that word. And actually, I would like to make sure that it's understood that this word is being used all the time, just not exactly in the word. The whole phrase of it, the action of it is every day. It's a couple of things that God want me to sit down and talk about here. And I don't, everybody has their means to be able to express their opinion. And so here is mine. Now, I want to talk about the golden rule. I want to talk about karma. I want to talk about the Bible. Now, I know that these things can be sensitive, especially when people want to place them together, especially even though they really are belong together, but I wasn't, like I said, I wasn't going to speak on this, but to be honest with you, I was sitting here doodling one day and I was just letting YouTube play music. I ain't gonna say doodling, but creating. And it's like, it's like I heard a song come on by Kodak Black. I don't know the name of the song because honestly I don't listen to Kodak Black. I just don't listen to Kodak Black. But I didn't get up and change anything. I just let it play, But he said something, so it was like it was meant for me to hear that, because he spoke a sentence and said something about, now quote me, I'm not trying to get it wrong, but I'm also not trying to, but he said something like, he don't believe in karma, but he believe in God, or something like that. And it just made me say, you know what I'm saying? It just caught my attention like big time. Because, what? It was like, how can you say that you don't believe in karma, but you believe in God? And also it's a couple of prophets and messengers that I listen to. I don't discriminate. I listen to a lot of people on YouTube. God sends you to the right messages, you know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, how we gather our information, is the way God allows it to be gathered when you are walking in the footsteps you need to walk in. But what I noticed, it's a lot of different prophets, it's a lot of different speakers. I listen to quite a bit, because I'm always listening to all different sides of views, of points and situations, And listening to these prophets and stuff, it's a lot of them speak about witchcraft. It's a lot of them speaking about the Bible, and people who do tarot and people who have profound gifts, which we all do. It's just we all are gifted in different areas. When you have a mechanic that can look at your car, I listen to it and can tell you what's wrong with it, and they ain't never went to school, that's a gift, baby. When you got somebody that can braid some hair like, look, that's a gift. It's all about mastering the gifts and getting better at them. But everybody can't do what the next person can do. And then you got some people who have a gift of not, being able to climb the highest building. You know what I'm saying? And they ain't afraid to get up there. And a person like me get up there and straight piss on myself. For real. So it's like, which I don't know, probably, but but it's like, it's certain, everybody has their own special talent and gift that's natural. It just depends on how you choose to muscle it up and use it. Spiritual gifts are just the same. They ain't no different. And just because the Bible doesn't speak on it doesn't mean they don't exist. And actually the Bible did speak on it. The thing is it was removed. I remember when I was young, there was a Bible in my house. I remember flipping through the pages. I remember seeing pictures that, and different things that I never see in these Bibles today. And then I had a friend that brought that same Bible to my house when I was an adult. I was able to look at it for maybe 15 minutes before it came and got took, because it was really valuable. And the real big Bibles, those Bibles, yeah, everything is in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Like everything. You see the pictures of it. You see the rituals. They have it in sections. And the thing is that you got people that's really not doing the proper research that they should do before they get on and contradict and condemn other people about their spiritual works and their what they're here to do. It's almost like, why knock them down? Don't even speak about it. Just keep on moving. So instead of me, I'm not trying to knock nobody down. I feel like everybody has a spiritual calling, and whether it's on the, physical or mental, some people can, like I say, do things that, a psychic can probably tell you where this person is in the burning building. And then you send that fearless fireman in there to go get them. You know what I'm saying? Everybody play a part. Everybody has a universal role here. And people don't want to, when people speak universe and God and Lord and different things, it's kind of like it gets mixed all up, and everybody like, who you talking about? And come on, man. If you know you mean well, then you shouldn't have to question stuff like that. But if you know that you are being in a position to where you don't know how to accept or take in a teaching because your mind isn't ready for it yet, then it's that's okay. But don't criticize anyone else because you're simply not, you haven't made it to that level. You feel me? So now let's talk about it. Because first of all, I want to speak about this karma, and as far as the witchcraft and everything like that, if you don't know to compliment your books, read them, compliment them. Don't speak against them. Compliment them. Oh my goodness, if people don't know to do that, it's only right to tell them and not get mad or angry about it or dismayed or look at them like they are, just out of there because they choose not to. Some people are really just made up in their ways, and because they didn't catch the feeling first or the lesson first, which we all have lessons to learn and teach. But some people, if they didn't catch it first, they don't want to accept it from you. And once again, that's okay. You don't owe nobody anything. Period. As you can tell, I'm doing my best to try to keep the potty mouth down. Yeah. But now, once again, just because you don't see it, it doesn't mean it's not there. You really gotta do your pondering. And the word was scattered just like the people were. It doesn't sit in one book alone. And if you're stuck just at that level, then baby, you got a lot to learn, but it's not good to criticize. So I want to say that real quick. And then I want to go ahead and speak about this karma, because I heard old dude Kodak Black. Kodak Black is well respected. You know, I respect any artist. I'ma say it like that. I just don't listen to him. Actually, some people don't listen to me. Okay, so anyway, it doesn't matter. But, you know, when he made that comment, it's kind of like, let me go ahead and explain to you what karma really is. And let's go ahead and place it where it needs to be, where it's always been. See, you know, the reason why the Bible, you know, is treated like it is in the new age of days right now is because of the way it's been so mistreated and misconstrued and, you know, misinterpreted, and the calculations just been off on purpose because it's more to the story, and those parts of the story has simply been removed. So, I mean, yeah, it's gonna be hard to get the real deal when it's such a mix-up already and it was given to you that way, but it wasn't like that at first, you know? And, you know, so let's go. When it comes down to karma means action, work, or deed. The term also refers to the spiritual principle of cause and effect, often called the principle of karma, wherein intent and actions of an individual, which is the cause, influence the future of that individual, which is the effect. Good intent and good deeds contribute to good karma and happier rebirth. Now, the word rebirth, we're going to talk about that in just a second. But karma and the happier rebirth. And while bad intent and bad deeds contribute to bad karma and bad rebirth. Okay, the word rebirth means a lot of different things in one aspect, or it's one really meaning one thing, but it's a lot of different words you want to put it in. And it's like it's claimed when it wants to be claimed, but it still means the same thing. So I want you to understand that. The word rebirth, it does mean resurrection. It also means transmigration. It also means reincarnation. It also means embodiment. Karma. Now, let's go back to the word of karma. Because just because karma itself is a word, you know, it's like saying tomato without, you know, it sounding close. That probably wasn't a good example. But anyway, karma, you know, when you look into the golden rule, where you got it, where it's the golden rule in the Bible, which is in the Bible, because they don't say the word karma in the Bible, but there's a lot of different passages that speak on karma in the Bible. And you know, so it's kind of like, don't sit back and try to, you know, say this don't exist, or I don't believe in this, I believe in this, but you're speaking the same thing. You're just contradicting yourself, and it's not a good look. Not saying this about anybody in generally, because I really don't. I'm not pointing this at nobody, but I just hear this so much. It's just, you know, I have to step in on this, because this is, you can't really separate the two, you know, just because, but when you're dealing with a Christian world and a spiritual world, it's still one and the same, because at the end of the day, you got Christians saying the Holy Spirit. But then when a person of spirituality says spirit, What's the difference? I do know it's good and bad, but just like they got the Holy Spirit in the church, they got the demons in the church, and the same demons outside the church. They, the building don't make the spirits stay in or out. No, doesn't work that way. So basically, are the religious cause. It doesn't change the fact, because see, these demons, these entities, these spirits, Christianity came into play at a certain era of life. The religion took place, but they was always fighting demons. They always been fighting spirits, dealing with evil spirits, and people that's been getting, possessed. The word possessed, and embodiment. Once again, reincarnation. Once again, resurrection. Once again, transmigration. Same thing. Take it how you choose. I'm just throwing this shit out here. First word. Okay. Anyway. So basically, look, let's go ahead and look into it, because I'm not going to say it if I don't have proof. Now, we got the golden rule. Let's start it off right here. We're just going to start it off with the golden rule. In the New Testament, Matthew 7:12. So in everything you make sure you do to others what you would have them do to you. For this sums up the law and the prophets. No, the law. He said this sums up the law. What law? Universal law. God's law. God's law is universal law. Just saying. So that's just the first one I wanted to kind of show, But let's speak about it. Hebrews 9:27. Hebrews 9:27. Pause and look it up. You can follow me if you want. They may not sound exactly alike, because I don't know which type of Bible you picking up, because they are translated in different ways, sounding coming out maybe a little mixed up a little bit with words, but yeah. Hebrews 9:27. Just as people are destined to die once, and after that to face judgment. Okay, just as people are destined to die once, and after that to face judgment. Then we got James 3:18. These are the things that God showed me. And I don't know the Bible like that, so I know God showed it to me. Because I'm not gonna front. I go to the Bible when I'm sent to look up stuff, to do what I'm being sent to do. When I read it on my own term, I either look at it like it's some drama, because it's always some drama in it. It's like the craziest dramatic. If you really wanna look at some drama, go read the Bible, for real. It's full of it. Or either messages. So this is the message. So he sent me to James 3:18. Peacemakers who sow in peace reap a harvest of righteousness. Peacemakers who sow in peace reap a harvest of righteousness. And this is in the Old Testament too. It ain't just the New Testament. And we got Job 4:8. As I have observed, those who plow evil and those who sow trouble reap it. Job 4:8. As I have observed, those who plow evil and those who sow trouble reap it. Then we got the New Testament. John 3:36. Whoever believes in the Son has eternal life. And this one I want to speak about for a second. Whoever believes in the Son has eternal life, but whoever rejects the Son will not see life, for God's wrath remains on them. Now, for one, we already know that they done already took out stuff in this book, right? So, because the key is to keep you in a master of confusion. As long as you stay confused about it, you will always be at odds, and then being able to interpret things in your own way, just as so as I'm pretty much sitting here doing this now. Because this is not my facts. These are my opinions. This is what God set me down to do, but that doesn't make it true to the next person. This is my truth that he's showing to me, that I'm showing to you guys. You feel me? So take this how you want. But then when you look at the word believes, whoever believes in the Son. Now, the fact that they done changed up so much, but this right here passage, it actually show you. Because why would you say this? Whoever rejects the Son will not see life. Because the Son do what? If the sun shine down light, right? And we ain't nothing but light. We're light beings in a earthly experience, you know? So when your light shines in you because you've awakened, because you are alert to what's really happening with things, then the sun in you it shines, and you're able to see your way through all the darkness of it, of everything, But whoever rejects the sun, which is the light, what? Will not see life. Why? For God's wrath remains on them. Because the wrath is the darkness. You have to be able to see your way through that and see your way out of it. But you also got to be able to get the enlightenment. And the enlightenment comes down when... okay, I ain't finna go into all of that. Now, I'm going to keep on going. But the word believes, that's a big thing right there. Whoever believes in the Son has eternal life. They're able to see. And they can live. Because they see the truth in everything. Some people want to stay blind because they think that's their way of living. You'll see. Anyway, so it says in Matthew 7:12, which that's the one we called it. So everything do unto others what you would have them do unto you. For this sums up the law and the prophets, which this is the golden rule. Got a couple of more. Got Matthew 25:46. Now, the reason why I'm showing you this is because you cannot say that karma isn't in the Bible. You cannot say the acts of karma don't exist. You cannot. How can you say you believe in one thing, but you don't believe in the other thing? I don't believe in karma, but I believe in the Bible. Okay, well then, what do you believe only in certain stuff in the Bible, or what is it that you choosing to believe? Now, the stories are the stories, but these things right here speaking to karma, and karma is every day, every way of living. It's your acts coming back. Everything circles around 360. That part. Anyway, it says Matthew 25:46. Then they will go away to eternal punishment, but the righteousness to eternal life. Then we got Matthew 26:52. Put your sword back in its place, Jesus said to him. For all who draws the sword will die by the sword. Then we got Proverbs 11:27. Whoever seeks good finds favor, but evil comes to one who searches for it. Then we got Proverbs 26:27. Whoever digs a pit will fall into it. If someone rolls a stone, it would roll back on them. Now, how many times you done heard somebody say the hole that you dig for yourself will be the hole you fall in? Or the grave that you dig for the grave they dig for you is the grave they fall in. That's why I say it's so much mixed up stuff that keeps people confused, and it's meant to do that. It's meant to do that, because this the last but not least, because this is my favorite. This is my favorite one. And when I was given this one, I was a little pleased. It says, the trouble they cause recoils on them. This is Psalms 7:16, people. The trouble they cause recoils on them. Their violence comes down on their own heads. So, you can't be, picking stuff to contradict certain stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I'm being told that, you got to understand reaping what you sow. It's just as well as saying karma is a bitch. And because people choose, I don't believe in reincarnation, but I know that Jesus rose from the dead. What? Come on, man. And one of the things about that as well, when it comes down to resurrection, transmigration, reincarnation, and embodiment, you hear somebody say, oh, you're going to be embodied. They thinking they finna get took over by something evil, so they looking for the shit, In some cases, you don't know what you're really embodying, because just as well as Jesus was embodied, because just as well the devil was too. This is the stage. This is where they're able to come down and actually make some stuff happen. You ever seen them movies? I can't think of them, but it's kind of like Clash of the Titans or like some Superman shit. Hercules, and you got the gods up in the sky, and they would sit the little action figures down. I think it was some Hercules shit, and they sit the little action figures down, and then they would come to life and start fighting and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the stage. And, everybody play a part. And it's not good when you are doing on your spiritual path, and you are doing what God sent you here to do, part of that is not to, I don't believe, this is my personal opinion though, I don't believe that part of that is to criticize another person who may feel like they are doing God's work as well. I think that the best thing to do, if you feel like they may need to be shown something, is probably pull them to the side and talk to them one-on-one. Maybe you'll end up learning something from them because you thought that they were doing something else wrong. It's amazing how the mind will take you there if you let it. Yeah. But let me see if there's anything else that I needed to speak on. Just keep in mind that a person's actions, they will and they can have natural consequences. It's just a cycle. Lion King spoke on this, I understand that they was, animals and everything, but they got more sense than most of these people, which, I know it's a cartoon, but I'm just saying. Another thing that was, I don't know, I believe I just personally thought about it, because I was like, I think it's kind of strange how they put up such a fight, not even a fight. Well, I take it how you want. I think it's weird how I remember being in school and hearing something about the Lord's Prayer while we was in class, And maybe that was a way of, I don't know if it was a religious problem or whatever, but I definitely remember when they took it out of school. I don't remember when, but I was, in school when it happened. I was in school when they was doing it, and I was in school when they stopped doing it. It's also a lot of changes that I noticed that they make with the history books a lot too, and they discredit old history, but I'm not gonna even get into all of that. Let me stick to this part. I just feel like, it's mighty strange, and I'm not trying to say this in a disrespectful way or anything of that nature, but how is it that they remove certain information, like you can't speak about the God or something in school, or religious factors, when that's part of a person's life and well-being. But when they go into that means you can only do that at home. You're not allowed to step outside your home because the school is teaching you how to live go into a corporate world. So it's like completely killing off the spiritual essence of it. You have to, but it's making you learn about transgenders. It's making you learn about respecting gays, but you can't respect God. That part gets removed. I do feel personally, I'm not trying to protest anything, but I definitely feel like if they are putting, certain, they shouldn't have to, it shouldn't have to be, I'm not saying go and put a religious teacher up in there with some elementary students, you know what I'm saying? But I definitely feel like, it's only proper for some people. Like if you are atheist, if you don't believe in God, then that's fine. But for the people that do, they should be able to, still be able to do a Lord's Prayer and stuff like that. And it shouldn't actually offend, it shouldn't offend people the way that they take offense to it. Because it's like you want somebody to not be offended by what you're bringing into the school, what you're teaching their child at school, that they don't get that teaching at home. You're forcing that onto that child's life in a under a sly ass manipulative way. But you don't want God to be presented in the school. Even for the ones that don't believe, they can turn a blind eye, just like you're making, when you okaying certain things that's making another person feel uncomfortable, but you're making them have to accept and turn a blind eye to. This is the do unto others as you would want them to do unto you part here. This is where stuff should be scaled and balanced, but it's really not being scaled and balanced. I feel like, this is the reason why the generation grew like it did, from when you're dealing with 80s babies, maybe a little before that, up until now. When you're dealing with Generation X, when you're dealing with Generation Z babies, I don't know what to really mean. But they knew, as far as I was concerned, they knew long ago that these babies was coming, and they were pure indigos. They were, the souls, or, they needed to be corrupted. And, this was a system that started a long time ago. When God first sent me to do a lot of studying and stuff, and was sending me to show me how the system was changing up things, and how it was going to start from here, and it was the key was to take it to the church. It's always been in the church. It's not trying to be funny or anything like that, but it's just facts. It's always been in the church. There is no church greater than the next when it comes down to the destruction of the church. Because it's not about the building, it's about the souls that's entering the church. And it's a lot of manipulating souls, that, a lot of them even wear a mask of the church, but they know they do dark work. You got you got pastors and stuff that'll go on the block and buy some crack, you know what I'm saying? You got pastors that'll sleep with young boys and girls. You got, it's so much that's going on in the church, and they use the church to cover up their deeds. So, even in these days and time, Jesus was, in those days and times, Jesus was considered a odd teacher. He, his teachings was known to be very different. His teachings wasn't like other people's teachings, and that's why they spoke against him. He was an enemy to those people. So he wasn't praised by the other philosophers and stuff. The ones that knew, that had a pure heart, could see through it, like Nicodemus or whatever. But Nicodemus, even he couldn't, he was too ashamed to follow, and when he was called to be a follower of Jesus as well, even though he was of higher rank, considered in everything. Jesus asked him to follow. Dude cried and sent gifts because he couldn't do it, because he was too embarrassed to do it. He didn't want to walk away from his life that he already had. Instead, what he did was turned his back. He sent gifts, he sent money, he sent food, whatever you like, but he didn't show up. You know what I'm saying? And that was it wasn't about what you can do for the prize. It was about saving yourself. What can you do for yourself? What if you being called to eat? I don't need your food. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's the way that is. But it's people in this world that, that want to stay on that authority, and they know, but they stay quiet because they rather be at the lead of the pack instead. So they want to keep it down, and they take it over. Let me learn from you. Let me show you what I can. Let me teach what you've been teaching, and let me get rid of you. You know what I'm saying? Because after they got rid of Jesus, remember what happened? They started a whole new era called Christianity. Jesus did not bring in Christianity. Take it how you choose. How did he bring it in? How? He was just walking and spreading the word. Say God was he was giving the messages and making people hate him. And it sounded like he was raising people from the dead. He was definitely doing spiritual witchcraft, voodoo work, whatever you want to call it. Because you tell me how you. Just saying, yo. I don't want to get all in my stuff. But you got to look at this for what it is. You can't pick and choose, and then that means Jesus was a witch. Then you gonna call him a witch? You go. Oh, only he can do it, right? Only Jesus can do it, right? I could have sworn that Jesus even said, we all do this. If I could find that passage, but it's in my brain, where he said, we all called to do. It was whoever pick up the phone, and back then they didn't have the phone, so Jesus heard the call somehow, and he still took it. And you even got them where they said, how could they say, Jesus, you call yourself the Son of God? How? These are things right here that's letting you know that this is not that Son of God that people want to sit there and proclaim. It goes back to even the childhood issues that I was talking about. I thought Joseph was your father, the carpenter from Nazareth. Do anything good even come from Nazareth? So he must have been from a broken place. Do anything good even come from Nazareth? That's what they said. Must have been a broken place. Must have been the dumps. Must have been some in the dirt type stuff. He certainly didn't sound like he came from a palace. But he was in a palace speaking some words of tongue that these people did not understand. Occult type talk. Spiritualist type talk. And he knew he was receiving it from who? Nothing but the source. His God, his Father. Nobody else was giving him them messages. He got criticized for that simply because the people of the church the people of the temple, what they do, because they wasn't getting the messages like him. So he must be just possessed. Oh, but he was. Cause see, like I say, possession is possession. Either way, but it depends on what you're being possessed by, whether it's good or bad. You know, when a soul enters your body, it's possessed. Right now, me sitting right here doing this, moving around, guess what? That's my soul making me move. That's my soul making me speak. I'm possessed. Call it like you want. But embodiment, reborn, yes, yes, yes. And I accept that. But ain't no way somebody finna sit up here and try to differentiate these things. You can't. You can't. You can argue against it. You can try to convict it as much as you like. But and you can make big words, little words, ebonic words, smart words, stupid words. It doesn't matter how you wanna flip it. It is what it is. And, you know, it speaks for itself. That, you know, he was chased and unliked, but yet he's followed and put on a pedestal when he even said, don't put me on there, put him who sent me on it. He didn't ask to be placed on no pedestal. But now everybody putting him on a pedestal. If you believe in him, believe in Jesus and you will live. Yeah. Not believe in him walking and talking as a prophet and as the Son of God, but believe his message that he up here trying to tell you. The messenger is sending a message. Believe in the message and you will live. Yes. Quit taking stuff and going all the way over there. All the way over there with this shit, yo. I mean, you know, it's a lesson to learn every day, but it's up to us how we choose to want to give the message, give the lessons, you know. And yeah, I guess I'm gonna go ahead and end this because I think I done got my point pretty much across with this message. I do thank my Father for being able to sit me down to give me the strength to deliver this message. And I hope that it finds somebody with great ease and understanding, wisdom and guidance. For sure. You too, y'all have a blessed one. Deuces.